WordPower60 Español Básico is the third Spanish WordPower vocabulary developed by Nancy Inman for Saltillo devices, including NovaChat, Chat Fusion, and the TouchChat app. This vocabulary was designed with early language learners in mind, providing lots of picture support. It was also designed with bilingual speakers in mind. The pages mirror the layout and functionality of the English version of WordPower60 Basic as much as possible. On both of these vocabularies, core vocabulary is embedded within category and activity pages, allowing easy generation of language from the main core page as well as within specific topic-based pages. Core words remain consistent in terms of placement and access, providing a natural bridge between core and fringe words. Using the Profiles feature, one can easily switch between the English and Spanish language versions. I'm working on a NovaChat 12, and it's set up for Spanish, but I'm going to be primarily narrating this in English. So you'll notice that the cells programmed with all caps across the top row are links to categories such as people, questions, actions, social, places, time, groups, describing words, and colors. You'll notice that the categories appear in the same order as they do in the English version. You'll see yellow pronouns on the left side of the screen, helping verbs appearing in pale green, and core verbs appear in the darker green color. Articles and demonstratives are in pale pink, and function words are in blue. Notice that the describing words for good and more, bien and más, appear next to the link for describe. Just as in the English version, yes and no, sí and no appear on the bottom left of the screen, and this is on the main page as well as within categories. When you select lugares, you'll notice some common places such as pool, park, and zoo.
Zoológico.
You'll also see links to geography, restaurants, and stores.
Tienda de $1. Zapatería.
Similarly, when you select gente, you'll see pronouns on the left side of the page, some common names such as mama,
Mamá. Papá.
and blank spaces so that you can add extra people. There are also subcategories for jobs and school people. The home button always takes you home. The Grupos key gives access to lots of categories that are listed alphabetically. This key opens the spelling page. The word prediction keys appear on the top row after selecting a letter.
Rápido.
This page also includes numbers.
2 más 3 son 5.
All of the WordPower spelling pages now include the Find a Word tool, or Buscar Palabra. Let's see how this works. Let's see if we can find where the word lemonade or limonada exists.
Limonada.
Now we can see the sequence used to find that word. When you open the spelling page, you'll notice that there is a link to a beginning level spelling and beginning level numbers page. This page has the QWERTY keyboard configuration without word prediction. You also can find a link to the phonics page. And here's the link to beginning numbers. Okay. The extra words link on the main page opens to a set of extra articles, prepositions, and indefinite pronouns, most including picture support. The split screen will allow you to see both the English and Spanish versions. On the right, we have a NovaChat, and on the left, we have an iPad with TouchChat app. I'll do a comparison of core language available on the main pages of the English and Spanish versions of 60 Basic and WordPower60 Básico. So in English, I like.
I like.
In Spanish,
Me gusta.
English, I don't like.
I don't like.
In Spanish,
No. Me gusta. No me gusta.
in English, I want to watch with you.
I want to watch with you.
In Spanish,
Quiero ver contigo. Quiero ver contigo.
I am ready to go.
I am ready to go. I am ready to go. Estoy lista para ir. Estoy lista para ir.
I love to read.
I love to read. I love to read. Me encanta leer. Me encanta leer.
I am watching TV.
I am
Notice all the verb forms change to the present progressive.
watching TV. I am watching TV. Estoy viendo la televisión. Estoy viendo la televisión.
I am going to listen to music.
I am going to listen to music. I am going to listen to music. Voy a escuchar música. Voy a escuchar música.
What do you like to play?
What do you like to play? What do you like to play? ¿Qué te gusta jugar? ¿Qué te gusta jugar?
I am really hungry.
I am really hungry. I am really hungry. Tengo mucha hambre. Tengo mucha hambre.
I feel good.
I feel good. I feel good. Me siento bien. Me siento bien.
Good job.
Good job.
That's an example of a logical next word. And in Spanish,
Bien hecho.
for well done. I don't know.
I don't know.
And in Spanish,
No sé.
and on all of the category pages, the link there also exists. I have a problem.
I have a problem. I have a problem. Tengo un problema. My turn.
My favorite.
My favorite. Mi favorito.
Help me.
Help me. Ayuda me.
I know.
I know.
In Spanish,
Lo sé.
tell me.
Tell me. Me.
When I say I want to in English,
Want to.
I have a link for favorite things.
Ride my bike. And play video games.
In Spanish,
Quiero
you have the same link.
andar en mi bicicleta. Y jugar juegos de video.
When I go to the social page,
What's up? ¿Qué tal?
A big issue we faced when programming this file was the available space on the page. One example, as you can see on this slide, is how many more Spanish articles and demonstratives there are in comparison to English. Although every effort was made to keep the layout of the English and Spanish versions as consistent as possible, they cannot be completely consistent because of the differences in language structure. A good example of the challenges we faced is the articles. In English, we have the definite article and a, the indefinite article. The rabbit, the frog, a cat, a snake. Very simple, right? Not so in Spanish because every noun is either masculine or feminine, and if the noun is masculine, of course, it requires a masculine article. Like, let's take mascotas, pets. I would say el gato.
Gato.
And if the noun is feminine, like rana, I would have to have a feminine article. La rana.
Rana.
The same thing with the indefinite article. Un conejo.
Conejo.
And if I hit un one time, you can see una appears. Una culebra.
Culebra.
But that's only the beginning. So what if the noun is plural? You guessed it. We've got to have the article that agrees with gender and number. So where we would just say the cats in English, in Spanish, we have to have a plural masculine article for that. So how would we do that? We could just choose el, and then we see the option for the plural masculine article comes up, and we say los.
Los. Gatos.
If we need a feminine plural, we just say la, and we have the option for las.
Ranas.
If we want to say some rabbits, we just choose un, and then you see the option for unos or unas comes up, and so we would say
Unos. Conejos.
if we wanted to say some snakes,
Unas. Culebras.
So instead of only two articles like we have in English, the challenge in the Spanish vocabularies was to be able to allow for 8 articles, 4 definite and 4 indefinite. So Nancy was really creative here when she figured out how to use only 3 locations to allow for all of those extra articles. Another innovative thing she did for these Spanish vocabularies was to have the colors automatically agree with the number and gender of the nouns. So let's take, for example, a masculine singular.
El. Gato.
The default here, of course, is the masculine.
Negro.
If we wanted to have a masculine plural,
El. Los. Gatos.
now when we go to colors, we can see that it's all the colors are plural.
Negros.
The same thing goes for a feminine singular.
La. Perra.
Go to colors. We can see that all the colors now are feminine.
Blanca. La.
If we want to do a feminine plural,
Las. Culebra. Culebras.
now all the colors are feminine and plural.
Amarillas.
So this is a really nice feature for the colors. But of course, we couldn't make the adjectives that modify all of the nouns, masculine or feminine, automatically. But let's see how we can easily change the adjectives from masculine to feminine when we're composing a sentence. So, for example, if I want to say the blouse is very pretty, I would go grupos, ropa.
La. Blusa. Es.
And to get pretty, I would go to describir for our adjectives. And notice the default for the adjectives is masculine, but our noun is feminine. So all we have to do is hit this key right here. It acts as a toggle to change adjectives to the feminine form if applicable. So now we can say,
Muy linda. La blusa es muy linda.
this also applies to adjectives like tired or frustrated or sick. But since I'm a female, I don't want to have to hit this toggle key every time I want to talk about myself. So check out this feature. Let's go back to the main page. If I wanted to say I feel tired, for example, I would say me siento. And notice there is one with a little M and one with a little F. Since I'm a female, I would choose the feminine form
Siento.
and say
Cansada. Me siento cansada.
So if this were a personal device of a user, then you could just delete one or the other depending on the gender of the user. The next challenge is the dreaded verb conjugation. In English, we just say I help, you help, we help, they help. But of course in Spanish, you know it's not that easy. Each pronoun has a different verb form. So the subject pronouns act as gateways to easily access the corresponding form of the verb. For example, if I want to say I help, I choose yo, and then it changes automatically to the correct
Ayudo.
form. If I want to say he helps,
Ayuda.
changes it to the proper form for él or ella. If I want to say they help, then it changes it to
Ayudan.
the proper form for ellos or ellas. If I want to say we help, nosotros, then it changes it to the proper form for that.
Ayudamos.
We help. Notice the subject pronouns do not speak automatically, and this is because the pronoun dictates the form of the verb. For a native Spanish speaker, if they were going to say,
Ayudo. A. Mi. Mamá. Ayudo a mi mamá.
they don't need the pronoun because the form of the verb says, I help my mother. But if you want them to speak, it's just a double hit. So if I wanted to say,
Yo hablo inglés y español. Yo hablo inglés y español.
so it's very easy to make that pronoun speak if you need it to in a sentence. Now the tenses included in this version are the present, as you saw.
Ayudo.
And if we want the past tense or the preterite, all we have to do is choose the key right here. It's always in the same place.
Ayudé.
And it turns it into the past tense. If I want the present participle,
Estoy. Ayudando.
I am helping. And for the future tense, we would express the future by saying, I am going to help. We don't have the true future form of the verb, but we would just say it like this.
Voy a ayudar. Voy a ayudar.
I am going to help. So these are some of the challenges we faced when trying to maintain consistency, yet make sure our Spanish grammar was correct and conversational.
Now let's take a look at the verbs on the main page. For these verbs, we did our best to choose verbs that would serve as sentence starters. And as you'll see, these verbs appear in the imperative form or in the first person form. The main page is meant to provide access to quick communication with ample picture support. A few of the single hit verbs on this page appear in the imperative form. For example,
Ayuda.
for help,
Di.
so that you can say dime or tell me.
Vámonos.
Read,
Lee.
so read me a book. Para,
Para. Pon.
put, and
Ven.
so you can easily say
Aquí.
come here. 3 of the single hit verbs appear in the first person form. Puedo, which means
Puedo.
I can or can I. Quiero,
Quiero.
which is I want. And tengo, for I have.
Tengo.
Let's see how quiero works. I want to shop. As soon as I select quiero, or I want, you'll see all the verbs appear in the infinitive form. So
Comprar.
that's I want to shop.
Quiero comprar.
I want to go with you.
Quiero ir contigo. Quiero ir contigo.
I want more, please.
Quiero más. Por favor. Quiero más, por favor.
I want a little, please.
Quiero un poco. Por favor. Quiero un poco, por favor.
Now let's look at tengo, which is also in the first person form.
Tengo.
Tengo means I have. So in Spanish, to say I am hungry, we would say I have hunger. So,
Hambre.
hambre.
Tengo sed. Tengo calor. Tengo frío. Tengo miedo.
Okay. The reflexive pronouns me, te, le, and se allow for quick and easy communication also. We've seen that
Me gusta.
literally means it pleases me or I like.
Me
siento, we have the masculine and feminine form.
siento.
I feel. Me duele means
Duele.
it hurts me. And it takes you directly to the body parts. And me encanta,
Encanta.
I love that. So we'll see how it works. If I want to say I like my friend,
Me gusta. Mi amigo. Me gusta mi amigo.
I like to listen to music,
Me gusta escuchar música. Me gusta escuchar música.
I feel good.
Me siento Bien. Me siento bien.
If I want to say, my head hurts.
Me duele la cabeza. Me duele la cabeza.
My stomach hurts.
Me duele el estómago. Me duele el estómago.
Or it hurts me a lot.
Me duele mucho. Me duele mucho.
The main page has several high-frequency core verbs, and after selecting a pronoun, there are more verbs available. There are actually 41 verbs that appear following the main pronouns. When gestures are enabled,
Ayuda. Me
I can swipe down to clear the display. When you select the Actions key, there's a second page of high-frequency words that are listed alphabetically. You can use the right arrow key and the left arrow key to navigate between these two. Another way to find less common verbs is by selecting the Actions A to Z key. So,
conduce. Pega.
if I wanted to say a sentence like, we decorate the tree,
Decoramos el árbol. Decoramos el árbol.
when we select the Describir key, we find the adjectives. The page is organized by having the feelings on the right with negative feelings on the darker keys at the bottom. Most adjectives have a feminine and masculine version. So if you select this key, you toggle between the feminine and masculine. The other adjectives are organized by opposites. So you'll see big and little, cold and hot, fast and slow, etc. Just as with the verbs, you also have an adjective A to Z link. And you can easily add extra adjectives to these pages. You may have noticed that there is a locking tool feature. I'll go to the Lugares page. On some of these pages that normally are visits. For example, on the Places page, if we really wanted to study this page, instead of just touching a key and having it close automatically, when we select this, we can select our locking key, and then we can go
Consultorio médico.
and touch all of the keys and just
Supermercado.
close it when we're ready. The describing pages have the same feature.
Lleno. Vacío. Ruidoso. Callado.
And as soon as you select home, it disengages that. Several of the core verbs link directly to their related category. We'll see how that works. If I want to say, I want to eat cheese and crackers,
Quiero comer.
it has gone directly to the snacks page.
Queso. Y galletas saladas. Quiero comer queso y galletas saladas.
I like to drink Coke.
Me gusta
When I select the verb beber,
beber Coca-Cola. Me gusta beber Coca-Cola.
I don't want to play with the blocks.
No. Quiero jugar
Of course, now that takes me to the toys page.
con los bloques. No quiero jugar con los bloques.
She is going to read a book with me.
Ella va a leer
So that verb took me to the reading page.
un libro conmigo. Ella va a leer un libro conmigo.
And I hurt my leg.
Me duele la pierna. Me duele la pierna.
There is also a fair amount of basic core vocabulary now available on the group's pages. I'm going to select Grupos and Art as a typical category page. You can see you have the clear display, you have the smart period, delete word, the plural S marker, and a smart question mark. You'll also notice that the category pages have a link to some basic question words. Students benefit from core language availability within categories because there's less navigation required and fewer keystrokes needed to generate language. Clinicians and families also benefit. One can navigate to a category page and communicate in phrases and sentences with little to no training. Generating language from within categories can be an easy way to learn the WordPower language and motor patterns associated with core vocabulary. The following sentences demonstrate the feature of core vocabulary inclusion within categories. So I will navigate to the pets category. I have 2 fish.
Tengo 2 peces. Tengo 2 peces.
Do you want to pet the cat?
¿Quieres acariciar la gata? ¿Quieres acariciar la gata?
I play with the dog.
Juego con la perra. Juego con la perra.
What color is the bird?
¿Qué color es el pájaro? ¿Qué color es el pájaro?
I have a rabbit.
Tengo un conejo. Tengo un conejo.
What is your favorite animal?
¿Cuál es tu animal favorito? ¿Cuál es tu animal favorito?
Now I'll step over to the farm animals. I feed the hen.
Le doy de comer la gallina. Le doy de comer la gallina.
Okay, now I'll step over to the music page. I have a guitar.
Tengo una guitarra. Tengo una guitarra.
I want to see a music video.
Quiero ver un video de música. Quiero ver un video de música.
I play the drum.
Toco el tambor. Toco el tambor.
I like to listen to music.
Me gusta escuchar música. Me gusta escuchar música.
Do you like bachata?
¿Te gusta bachata? ¿Te gusta bachata?
I love bachata.
Me encanta. La bachata. Me encanta la bachata.
This is my favorite song.
Es mi canción favorita. Es mi canción favorita.
And now I'll go to the drinks page. I want a coffee with milk, please.
Quiero un café con leche, por favor. Quiero un café con leche, por favor.
I want to drink lemonade.
Quiero beber limonada. Quiero beber limonada.
Often it's spoken this way.
Quiero tomar limonada. Quiero tomar limonada.
Do you drink milk?
Bebes leche. ¿Bebes leche?
Okay, and then I'll go to the meals. I want more soup, please.
Quiero más sopa, por favor.
Where is the rice?
¿Dónde está el arroz? ¿Dónde está el arroz?
I want to cook enchiladas and beans.
Quiero cocinar enchiladas y frijoles. Quiero cocinar enchiladas y frijoles.
Specific page sets have been programmed that allow students to read and participate in early literacy activities. Here are the books programmed for English. And here are the books in Spanish. First, I'll demonstrate a couple of the books in English. So I select Groups, Reading, and here's the link to the books.
Brown bear. Brown bear. What do you see? Brown bear, what do you see? I see a red bird looking at me. I see a red bird looking at me. What do you like? I like the rainbow. I like the rainbow. I like the rainbow too. I like the rainbow too.
So now I'll use the Profiles feature to jump over to the Spanish version. And this is where I programmed the link for Spanish using the profile. So now we're in Spanish, Grupos, Books, and here's the link.
Oso pardo. Oso pardo. ¿Qué? ¿Ves ahí? Veo un pájaro rojo que me mira a mí. ¿Qué te gusta? Me gusta el arco iris. Me gusta el arco iris. A mí también me gusta el arco iris. A mí también me gusta el arco iris.
As we all know, communication is essential in terms of spoken and written language. Texting is a feature that's now incorporated within the WordPower vocabularies using the cool Saltillo Touch Chat technologies. For texting with a NovaChat or Chat Fusion device, one needs an Android phone, the Chat SMS app, and a device. The phone is connected to the device via Bluetooth. Let's see how it works. I'll generate some language first that I wish to send as a text message.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy muy feliz. ¿Qué tal?
Now I'll select this texting button. And you'll see the message was sent. Now we'll text using the Touch Chat app.
Estoy cansado. Estoy cansado. Necesito un descanso. Necesito un descanso. ¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Qué vas a hacer? ¿Quieres ir al cine? ¿Quieres ir al cine?
If I'd like to add some emojis to this text, go to the spelling page and you have a link for emojis. Now I'll go back to the frases page and select texting. So you can see with the Touch Chat app, the text automatically goes into the message window, and then I just have to start typing and I can send the text. And there it came through. Voice Assist features have also been programmed into the WordPower vocabularies for Hey Siri and Alexa. So if we select grupos, we see,
Oye Siri, ¿qué tiempo hace hoy? ¿Qué tiempo va a hacer mañana?
and we also have a link to the Amazon Alexa.
Alexa, abre Facebook. ¿Qué dicen las noticias?
Here's a short video clip of a student using an Amazon Alexa with her device.
I love Alexa. I will now show you how I use it every day. Alexa, tell me a joke.
What does a subatomic duck say? Quark.
Alexa, what is the temperature today?
In Atlanta, it's 74 degrees with clear skies and sun.
Alexa, when does Georgia Tech play football again?
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets football team will play on September 3rd at 7:30 a.m. against Boston College.
Alexa, wake me up at 7 a.m.
Alarm set for 7 a.m. tomorrow.
Thank you for creating Alexa. I hope you keep creating cool technology. I love Alexa. The Amazon accessibility team is awesome.
Low-tech manual communication boards are also part of the WordPower60 Basic and Español Básico programs. Here's English and Spanish. These boards can be printed out for individual use or enlarged and used in the classroom as a reference point for teachers and students. To find these boards, select Grupos, this key down here, and then here's a link to the boards. Thank you so much for your time. Gracias.